and today we're taking a look at Fans Hobbies Ace Hitter, which is their take on a Masterpiece Ghost Shooter of Masterforce fame. Gosh, that was a mouthful. Okay, here we go. So for accessories, we get two blasters. These are not painted, not a lick of paint on them, but they're so well sculpted, they just look really cool. Really well done, nicely finished, good stuff. We also get Little Shooter, who is brilliantly sculpted, brilliantly painted. He has got articulation, so ball pegs for the legs, and he's got a little knee bend there as well, and a waist bend. That's more transformation, really. The elbows do have a pin, but I can't move these. They're really, really stiff, but in theory, they do work. So the blaster sits in the hand with a standard Masterpiece tab. It will sit in there very snugly, absolutely no issues. I have noticed, however, it does have a tendency, as you're moving the figure around, if you've got the blaster in, sometimes it just pops out quite easily. Minor niggle there, but it does, it happens on mine in any case. For the head gimmick, obviously you've got a shooter. He transforms up very easily in the way that you would expect. Legs fold over. And then you've got this little piece, which is the helmet. It just clips onto the top of the head there, a couple of little tabs. Sits in very snugly. And then it doesn't have the tech spec gimmick, but what it does is these things kind of they roll up as you roll this down, which I think is quite neat. So it does have it in a way, it just doesn't do it when the head pops in. But there we go. Overall, I think the accessories are good. A couple of little niggles, but very, very good. 9 out of 10. Okay, so the head is on a ball of sorts, because obviously it's basically the headmaster's little tiny head there. It doesn't have much up and down, but it has a kind of a wobble, which will get a little bit of motion from side to side, back and forth. You do obviously get the swivel all the way around if you want to do that. Shoulders, you get a full 360 all the way around. If you move this bit out to the side, you get a full extension out to the side. And then also there's a little flap here, which you can lift up and kind of get a full extension if you want to go that way. Pretty good actually on the shoulders. Down at the elbow, it's not quite a full double, but it is more than a 90-degree bend. It's pretty good, I think. Down at the wrists, you got wrist rotation. For the hands, you've got a knuckle on the thumb, and then a knuckle on this single fused hand or set of fingers there as well. So pretty good. Down at the waist, full waist rotation all the way around. It's on a ball peg on the inside here, so it's not an ab crunch, but you do get movement all the way around. And I think this is really good actually, the way they've done it, because it's all closed off around here, so it just doesn't break the sculpt no matter which way you go. Personally, I think that's really great. Down at the legs, talking of not breaking the sculpt, they don't break the sculpt because you don't have any hip skirts. You've just got the exposed ball joint here. A little bit unfortunate, but there we go. You've got obviously full extension out the front and out to the side with that, and a decent way back. Down at the knees, you've got a 90-degree bend, and then down at the feet, these are on a ball as well, so you get a really good toe tilt, back and forth, side to side. And then also there's a kind of hinge on the inside here, so you can really extend this out if you want, and if you want to do crazy kind of poses, you can. He's got the stability as well because of the way the feet are kind of set out, and also the lightness of the figure. So articulation on this, I think, is pretty outstanding. It's not far from perfect. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. So in terms of paint, you've got some outstanding paintwork on this. There's no two ways about it. So most of the kind of main colors are plastic. It's just a highly kind of finished black, blue, the whites. This is all just plastic stuff. But then you've just got flashes of brilliant paint across the figure. So the eyes are kind of a metallic red, really well done. You've got the light blue on the face there. Little accented details, these are all painted, the grills, the grey, and then down here on the legs, this is outstanding stuff. It's absolutely sensational. There's just not a blemish in sight. It almost feels like a tampo. It's really, really well done. And it's a strange thing because to pick up and handle this figure, it feels really, really cheap. It's made from really lightweight stuff. The joints are not, I won't say they're not flimsy, but they obviously are tension joints. You've got ball pegs and pins. There's no ratchets in sight. I don't think it needs more than that though, because everything's so lightweight. It's got just the right amount of build for what it is. To pick up and handle, it doesn't feel particularly weighty, but it looks absolutely sensational, and that's the balance with it. And to be honest, I think that's fine, because, you know, let's say Fans Toys made this and it was made out of solid chunky stuff, it would be more than twice the cost easily. That's why you're getting a great looking figure at this price, because they've taken not particularly expensive materials, they've sculpted it brilliantly, and it is really well sculpted, and they've painted it brilliantly where it needs to be. So I'm going to give it quality 8 out of 10. So the presence on this is just outstanding. It looks as brilliant in hand as it does in the photos. It's a sensational looking figure, really top notch. Like I say, the sculpt is just sensational. The paint where it's done is just immaculate. Cleans up beautifully all the way around. You've got a slight backpack on here, not as bad as it was on Minerva's. Oh, I can't remember how that went. It kind of clipped in, didn't it? But I think this tidies up quite nicely. I wish these kind of collapsed a little bit more so they were just kind of overlapping. It's a slight issue. What I really like, I mentioned, was that they closed this stuff off at the back as part of the transformation. It's just got a brilliant sculpt all the way around. Top-notch stuff. It really pops. The colours look fantastic. Looks ace. It's an ace hitter. So there you go. I'm going to give it presence 10 out of 10. So the transformation's really well designed on this, quite smooth, very fluid. There are no kind of dodgy bits. Everything's well supported by the materials. It is quite lightweight kind of piece, as I've kind of said, but that kind of works well with some of the bits, particularly where you've got to clip the doors in. There's a tab here and a tab here, and you kind of have to just kind of squish it together. It does work, but I would say just be careful on those bits. And yeah, generally you can do this without the instructions. I did it first go. Some of these are a bit confusing with the way these door or back panels kind of rotate off and around the arms, but yeah, really well done. Pretty impressed with the design here. Transformation 9 out of 10. So for alt mode, this is how it comes packaged. It's what you get out of the box, and it looks absolutely brilliant. Really top-notch looking stuff. It rolls like a champ, no clearance issues. The paintwork, this is where it really shines, I think. Just the quality of it. Nicely done wheels. You've got the police sign on the side there, and on the front, I mean, it's just so well done. Really well done. You've got pop-out headlights, which are just easy to do. You don't have to faff around with a little spudger or anything like that to get them out. So it's really, functionally and stylistically, a very nice looking alt mode. Minor criticism from me, I think, because you've got such a big window piece at the back, you can kind of see the gubbins on the inside. If they made that a shade darker, I don't know, maybe that would have covered it a bit. It's a minor niggle, to be honest, because overall I think the alt mode is absolutely stunning. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. So there we go, adding it all together, he gets a final score of 9 out of 10. And this is a cracking figure all round. I think it ticks all the boxes for a masterpiece figure. The biggest drawback, of course, is that it's made from really cheap, lightweight feeling materials. It doesn't feel like a quality piece when you pick it up, but that is more than offset by the craftsmanship, the sculpt, the quality in the paint, and the presence overall. It looks absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? That cheap plastic makes for a really great price, which is a rare thing in masterpiece collectibles these days. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. Take care, and bye for now.